folks, welcome back to the channel and the workshop. On the lathe today is a big chunk of pitch pine. It's a bit of an odd shape. I've had to chop a couple of corners off to get it to swing over the bed properly. It's about 16ish by 10 and it's the outside bit of a trunk. I'll show it to you in a minute. The hope is to turn either a bowl or a platter, depends on how much I have to take off really. We'll soon find out, obviously. I'll show you the bit of wood. Right, here we have it. As I say, it's quite a big chunk. I've mounted it on a big faceplate. What have we got there? Roughly it's a foot by 15. I've got 16 over the bed, so I've just got a little bit of clearance there. Got the tower stock up with a rotating centre in there, live centre. I think to start off with, I've got to remove a reasonable chunk of this. Cut a tenon. I'll probably use that as soon as I've got it screwed in with the faceplate. I'll use this as the outside, the base, etc. So I'll put a tenon on and then turn away to create a base for the whole thing to sit on. So this will be the outside. I've spun it up and I've got it to about 500 without it dancing around too much. So that's what we'll do it with, and I'll stick I've got a 5/8 bowl gouge and just take some very gentle cuts to start hacking it about. Right, there we go. There's a few cracks and splits in it. It's quite stable. The tree's been down for donkey's years. They all seem to be medullary splits. Not do much about that. I think the next thing to do will be, to start with, I'll call that the base. I think I'm going to have to go a lot deeper than that, unfortunately. But I'll take start taking some of the bulk off. Hopefully I can get it up a bit quicker. Because 500's a bit of a slow pace really. It's getting there slowly. I think that bit might disappear completely when I've finished, but we shall see. This, although this looks a bit manky, it's actually the very solid under there. That just needs scraping off really. Right, because this stuff is quite soft grained, I've sanded it down to 240 and I'm going to put a coat of sanding sealer on it just to help stabilise it a little bit for further sanding at a later date, at a later point anyway. Hopefully it'll help stick the grain down a little bit, because obviously being a bowl it's not only got end grain, it's also got long grain as well. So hopefully the sanding sealer will help stop the end grain bits fluffing up too much. You never know. Next thing to do is chuck it up, see what we can get out of the middle. Right, that's it, that's the basic bowl hollowed out. I'm just going to go with a neg rake scraper now and just clean it up a little bit. Got a little bit of a hump in the middle, I'll try and get rid of that. And a little bit there. But that there is pretty much it. For a minute or two. All down to sanding now. Well, hey, don't you just love all of that sanding stuff? Right, back in a moment. Right, well, it's all sanded down to 240. I can see marks in there, but hopefully they will come out as I continue the sanding process. So I'm going to put some sanding sealer on, because the grain does get a bit fuzzy. So the intent is to stiffen it up a little bit, make it a bit easier to sand. Right, that's it for a minute or two. Right, I've got another chunk of pitch pine on there. This is going to be the lid. I'm going to round it out and flatten off this surface and then see what we got. Well, you know how that lot goes, so I'll get back to you in a mo. Right, it's ready for its first coat of sanding sealer, I think. Yep. Right, I've obviously got to make a knob for it. And because it's curved, I've got to make an attachment for the faceplate so I can turn it around and hold it steady while I take off the tenon and shape out the back of the lid. Because as usual, it was all planned out and well thought about before I started the job. Make a change, wouldn't it? Right, back to you in a bit. Right, I've sanded it to about 320, I think. And I'll put some sanding sealer on it. I'll let it flash off. Stick it on the pot, see whether it fits or not. sanding down to do on the top again. I thought that might be the case. Well, there it is. It's a bit of a good fit, so I might do a bit of sanding on that, just to make it a bit looser. But yeah, so far so good. Loads of finishing to do now. Alright, I've got a block of wood on there which I'm going to turn the knob out of. It's on a glue block, screwed to a faceplate, and let's get some shape in it. Put a small tenon on there, about 10mm, drill a 10mm hole in the lid, and then it can be glued on. Job done. I can then polish the lid. Right, because I've decided it's a tureen, I don't even know what a tureen is actually, but it sounds good. I think it needs a ladle, so what I'm going to do now is attempt to make a ladle. I've made a handle, I'll show you that later, but I obviously need the ladly bit, so that's what I'm going to try and do now. Before I polish the outside, I've got to see about fitting the handle on. So I'm going to take 10 minutes and think about that to start with. Right, next job is turning off the tenon off the base. Right, that's enough as far as I'm concerned. The rest will be done on the bench. I'm not sure if I've shown you the ladle I've made. Here it is, that's the little cuppy thing I was turning. And I don't know if you'll pick it up on the camera, but as you can see it's got a curved handle. It's about 8 or 9mm. I made it out of 3 laminates and just bent it to that particular shape rather than just have a straight handle. But that's it. Right, here we go folks, there it is, all finished-ish. Not finished as much as I'm going to finish it. The Turine, it's about, at its widest point is about 15.5 inches wide, and inside, and we've got the little spoony thing there. I'm not particularly happy with the polish on there. I might have to rethink some of my finishing techniques. But, yeah, there we go. It's all out of pitch pine. Lovely timber to work with. It can be a bit of a nuisance when you're turning the end grain because you get a lot of breakout, but no different to any other sort of softwoods really. Several natural edges on there, or natural as far as chainsaw goes anyway. But yeah, there we have it. Oh, let's get down here a bit. Oh dear, might be a bit too heavy for the old Lazy Susan. Some natural edge just there, and these are obviously chainsaw edges. But yeah, there we go, folks. Right, well, a great big thank you to my subscribers, the old ones, and a couple of new ones that have come on board recently. Thank you very much for that. Please like, subscribe, and share the videos to anybody you might think would be interested. So thanks very much, and see you again. Bye for now.